Coreflames. There are 12 of them. Or so we thought. Because in the Deliverance trailer, even before the patch 3.5 even dropped, there was something hidden that puzzled theorists for weeks. Something so subtle that you can easily miss it, yet something so blatant that you can't unsee it. Yes, Hoyo has hid something very important from us right in front of us yet again. Because from the very beginning of AMPHOREUS, we have been told that there are 4 sets of 3 titans. Fate, Foundation, Creation, and Calamity. But what if I told you that there is a 13th Coreflame with a symbol representing it that we have seen many times before, dating all the way back to 3.1? Yeah, this all goes back that far. And it was such a big discussion that my Discord had to open up a thread just to talk about it. I thought we were gonna get our answers back in 3.5, but since half the things in the Deliverance trailer haven't come to pass yet, it's my time to shine. Because when you look into this, it all makes perfect sense in the end. Because this is the 13th AMPHOREUS Coreflame revealed. Okay, so first things first, this is what I'm referring to. As you can see, this Coreflame is not the same symbol as any of the Coreflames we've seen so far, and no, this is not trickery. Trickery looks like this, and when you look closely, the two are very different. So this is a new symbol for a Coreflame, because we have seen this infinity symbol at least 3 times before. Once when we were unlocking Lygus's admin notes, and twice all the way back in 3.1 when TruE was having her nightmares
of this world.
What's going on?
Oh, Yanis, please lend me your ears.
Then again when she was speaking to Yanis as they were dying. So we know that this is something that has existed for this entire time, but is somehow hidden. But where did this 13th Coreflame come from? Well, for us Honkai Impact 3rd players, we were looking at the 12 Coreflames sideways, because in Honkai Impact 3rd there are 13 Flame Chasers with 13 signets, with Elysia's being the last one to be revealed. Yes, Elysia's signet name was hidden just like Evernight's name in the Divergent universe. And judging by the fact that every single Chrysos heir can be linked to the Flame Chasers of the previous game, I made a video about it, we know that this story is going to be similar to that one. And with the whole living memory world housing the memories of the fallen heroes in the world being destroyed thing going on, this story is undoubtedly connected to AMPHOREUS. But in this video I made connecting the Flame Chasers to the Flame Chasers, I was forced to leave out one, and this one is kinda crazy. You see, her name is Mobius, and her signet is Infinity, and her battlesuit was named Infinite Ouroboros. You know, like the Aeon? Yeah, this is kinda crazy, but though I don't think we will get a new Chrysos heir added to the team, I do believe that a certain someone will be getting a massive buff. And this is something that has been consistent for a long time. Hear me out. Alright, and here is where I will be cutting in. Yo, I was editing this video when this new drip marketing dropped, and there is no better time to talk about this than right now. Alright, so speaking of Cyrene's buff, it's here, and according to the official Twitter post, her divine authority is unknown. But I think that we know that it is something infinity related because, as the post states, a meteor strikes across the night sky, sending ripples through the river of life, gleaming in 13 hues, not 12, 13, just like 13 Coreflames. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, this is confirmation of the 13th Coreflame existing, and even more confirmation that my in-game Pats theory will never be wrong, because our beloved Pink Elf XP is also Remembrance. And just in case you're new here, my in-game Pats theory is a series that is a whole theory proving that the in-game Pats characters get are related to their lives. And does Cyrene get any more remembrance than this?
Nope.
I don't think she does. But since we just got our confirmation that her buff is real, let's talk about how she gets it, shall we? Back to the video. You see, Cyrene is not necessarily a normal person anymore. Through her being split apart and reconnected multiple times, then infused with our memories, she has become something different from the Elysia 093 we saw with Caslana. In fact, not even Iron Tomb can really get a bead on, because Ripples of Past Reverie is something unlike anything in AMPHOREUS, and she just keeps getting stronger. Think about it. She started off as a Pokemon that couldn't even speak, then after being exposed to memories, she slowly gained her ability to speak words, her abilities got stronger, and then after the reset, she evolved into Elysia 093's body. Because, remember, this is still mostly Mem, she just has Cyrene's memories in there too, which makes her Ripples of Past Reverie. And she is not necessarily a data creation of AMPHOREUS anymore. Due to the gaze of Fu Li, she is a mimetic entity that exists as an extension of our memories. And as she keeps being involved with memories, she keeps getting stronger. Which brings me to her next evolution, and how this relates to the 13th Coreflame. Because I can see three possibilities with this. The first possibility is that the new Coreflame is hers, the second is that Herta and Screwlum kinda draw it out of the hidden depths of AMPHOREUS, and the third is both. Let me explain. Because after the Eternal Recurrence ended, she got a new body, and after this one, she may get a new one again, or possibly later on. Because as she gets stronger, she gains new abilities and her form changes, and we know that she has to turn into this form, so does she turn into a Titan or something similar? Because we also know well enough already that Evernight is guiding Orynyx, so what if Cyrene ends up evolving into something akin to a Titan, thus possessing a Coreflame? Possible, but that is one of the more wild conclusions of the three, because the second is involved with the modifications Herta and Screwlum were planning to make to AMPHOREUS during the reset. Because remember, Iron Tomb's vulnerabilities open up as Era Nova occurs, so with the ultimate protocol in hand, our two geniuses just might bring out a new Coreflame called the Coreflame of Infinity, taking the name from Infinite Ouroboros, Mobius, 13th Coreflame, and all that, which could do anything from being a special Coreflame that poisons Iron Tomb from the inside to a new power that we could simply know nothing about. Perhaps this Coreflame is the factor that permanently locks AMPHOREUS into an infinite loop or combines the powers of all the Coreflames at once, just like Elysia did in the battle versus the Hersher of Corruption, the other giant boss that corrupted machines and wanted to wipe out all humanity, that for some reason looks like Cirrus. Remember that Heliobus boss we fought a long time ago? Yeah, it looks like that. Anyway, Infinity has to be a powerful thing because it is the shape of AMPHOREUS and the entire theme of the Eternal Recurrence. And yes, I hear the cries, Nova, Veracity, and yes, there are a lot of heavy Veracity vibes happening here, Infinite Ouroboros and all that, but there are a lot of Veracity-coded red herrings in this story. The Infinity thing, Hycelin's throwing out a whale or Leviathan as an ultimate, Evernight eats AMPHOREUS.
I will become the most loyal reader of the epics, a spectator voraciously consuming the valorous deeds of you heroes.
It's a lot. But since we know that every Coreflame is based off of a path, it is possible that Herta and Screwlum choose to craft or draw out this Coreflame in a way that represents the Veracity, because Ouroboros is a dead Aeon, and the geniuses simply want to make sure they don't pull another Aeon into this. Noose, Fu Li, and Nanook are enough on their own. So by creating a Coreflame to mirror Ouroboros' path, they are playing it safe because Ouroboros is dead, so we won't get a fourth Aeon looking at AMPHOREUS, because that would most likely cause even more problems. Ouroboros would probably just eat another galaxy or something, because we've gotten rather lucky with the Aeons looking at AMPHOREUS. Nanook is aggro, but Fu Li and Noose, they're pretty chill. They themselves are mostly harmless, though I can't say the same for their followers. Enabler Aeons are a problem. That's probably a new video idea. Which brings me to the third explanation, which is that Herta and Screwlum draw out this Coreflame from the depths of AMPHOREUS for Cyrene in order to buff her as they send her back to us. Again, this Coreflame has to be drawn out of AMPHOREUS because the symbol already existed. They aren't creating anything here. At least I don't think. And Cyrene has to return to our side at some point because they will not be trapping Lygus in the exomyth forever. and they seem to have some plan of how to deal with him, possibly involving Evernight and memory wipes, because every memo keeper can do that, and Evernight is way stronger than normal memo keepers. But then again, we still gotta fight whatever this is, so Lygus still has some more tricks up his sleeves. We're not done with the caveman yet, unfortunately. But either way, this 13th Coreflame is super mysterious and seems to be the key behind a lot of happenings in the 33,550,338th cycle. And I still think we need more trailer information to sort things out, because all we have is a glance and a symbol. But this topic is so fascinating that I just had to throw my Harmony hat into the ring and put my remembrance pen to paper. Because just like this Coreflame, the possibilities are infinite. So I hope you take this video as one nutritious meal of food for thought, because this is the 13th AMPHOREUS Coreflame revealed. Bit of a shorter video today because I'm testing out a new time slot and we have a live stream coming up, so there will be a ton to talk about very soon. I said it a while ago that there were a lot of things hidden in this trailer that is less than 2 minutes long, and I was not lying. It took us an entire patch just to get through half of these events, and it is possible that the next patch will not be the end of AMPHOREUS either. But in the end, I really hope our Chrysosairs end up alive and unrestrained from the rules that currently keep them imprisoned beneath the sky. And they can move from that prison into a new one, probably ruled by the IPC, because we know full well that they can't wait to get their money-grubbing hands on a brand new world. And unfortunately, they know that AMPHOREUS exists now because Herta told them about Arcforger. And we also know that a story only ends when the IPC shows up. We learned this from Belobog, Penacony, and the Shenzhou's War Dance. However, we can cross that bridge when we get there. But what do you guys think? Be sure to let me know, and I'll see you all in the next video. Peace, y'all.